Hello and welcome to episode 99 of Movies and Us. I am Marcus.
I'm DJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. And today we're reviewing the 2014 release of X-Men Days of Future Past. This movie, with a runtime of 132 minutes, that's 2 hours. That's not right.
That's what I got. 2 hours and 12 minutes.
I thought it was 2.5. Which one did I watch? Was it 2 hours, 12 minutes?
I'm pretty sure it was 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Mine was 2 hours and 28 minutes. No. Whoa.
Let me see. I'll start my DVD here and we'll find out how long it is.
So I know I didn't watch the road cut.
Let's see.
Well, hold on. Let's see.
As soon as I can get this movie, the stuff telling me about other languages.
Yeah. Now, my movie, including the credits, is 2 hours and 28 minutes. I don't know how you count yours.
I got 2 hours and 11 on mine.
What?
Yeah.
What? I watched a longer version of a movie
Yes, you
for
did.
no reason. God damn it.
I got 2:11. Maybe that's why I like this movie.
I saw 2.5 hours. Like, god damn, time travel movie that's 2.5 hours.
Nope, I'm at 2:11. It was nice.
I mean, 2:11 is not better, but I would rather have had that. Wow. So, like, yeah, this movie apparently has a 2 hour, 12-minute runtime that I didn't know about. Kind of sad about
It's the version I watch. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's some shit. This movie's directed by, how many cuts of this? Is that the director's cut, I guess, then, or something?
It must be.
Well, because the only one I saw was there's a road cut. I didn't read the behind the scenes.
I can find out.
Yeah, look it up, please. Anyways, this movie was directed by Bryan Singer, screenplay by Simon Kinberg, story by Jane Goldman, Simon Kinberg, and Matthew Vaughn, produced by Bryan Singer, Lauren Scholler Donner, Simon Kinberg, and Hutch Parker. Love that name, TJ. Hutch. Name's Hutch Parker.
Apparently there were 3 versions of this release. A deluxe edition containing Blu-ray, a Blu-ray and digital download, and a Blu-ray and digital download combo pack, and a single disc DVD, which is the one I got.
So I must have watched like the long Blu-ray
Yep, looks that way.
bullshit version.
You probably got all the cutscenes that doesn't have the Rogue stuff in it, because it seems like the Rogue cut is its own thing.
Yeah, because when she showed up in my movie, I was like, oh, she's in this? Oh, barely in this movie. Okay.
Wait,
So-
she showed up in your movie?
For like a hot second. Yeah.
Oh, it was only at the end?
She was, they do the thing and they get her there, and that's all I see of her.
Wait, they get her there? What?
There's a heist where they get her out of a thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, what? So you didn't get that?
No, I seen her one time at the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Oh, so I saw the road cut. Okay.
Yeah, you watched the road cut, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because I've seen this before, this movie, this version of it too before, but I didn't know this was the special one. I thought the road cut had more Rogue in it. This barely still had her in it.
No,
okay.
Rogue, the version I had Rogue was basically a cameo at the end of the movie.
No, she's in this, but like even though she's in this, it's still like a cameo because it's not really. She's got a purpose in the movie, but it's like, oh, she's.
Well, then you're gonna have to bring that up during when you get through it, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was so ready to yada yada over that part. That's how unimportant that part is. Like,
yeah, apparently it's the most important part of this review because I didn't see it.
It made a 20-minute difference apparently. Wow. I mean, yeah, some things happening, I guess. So, anyways, this movie stars a slew of people. This movie stars Hugh Jackman as Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, yeah.
He plays young Charles Xavier. We have Michael Fassbender as young Magneto.
You don't have it listed as James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier?
I'm looking at the side thing, and then I scroll down to the thing.
Yeah, I have James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, and then Michael Fassbender and Ian McKellen as Magneto.
Okay. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, Halle Berry as Storm, Anna Paquin as the titular Rogue.
You know what bothered me about Storm, and it only picked it up in this movie?
What?
Everybody else they call by their first name, but they only call Storm Storm.
Could you think they're going to say her African name and like try not to butcher
Aurora? Is it really that hard to say it?
What's her last name then? I know one of her names is really hard to say. It must be her last name then.
Her name is like Aurora. That's it. Ororo.
Maybe because they didn't want to butcher it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Aurora Monroe is her name.
Well, maybe not.
So like you can't just say Aurora, you just say Storm.
Aurora. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they call Wolverine Logan every 5 seconds.
Logan. You have Raven.
Yeah.
Who's Raven? Oh, Mystique. Oh, we'll call her Mystique. goddammit. Yeah. Aurora. I guess they didn't want to say that. Aurora.
It
Ellen
just seemed-
/ Elliot. Ellen Page at the time. Elliot Page now. Elliot Page. Ellen Page.
She was Ellen Page at this time.
Yeah. Or was it he was Ellen Page at the time?
Well, it's whatever. She's playing a female in this, so it's a she.
Well, they weren't playing a female. They were a female at the time.
Oh, what I mean is the character that they're playing is a female, so it's a she.
So you say she was. Well, see, I would say like he was because I know I'm not good at grammar, but like he was as he currently was at the time playing a she character because he was a she person.
Yeah, but when we refer to her in this, it would be a she because of the character she's playing.
Yeah. So I should say Ellen Page, starring Ellen Page, not.
Yes, because that's how she's credited in here.
We scrolled. Okay.
Like on the Wikipedia page, it says Ellen Page.
Yeah, and I'm reading that. Yeah, okay, but I just making sure that's the proper way of saying that and not get canceled. So starring.
I'm just we're going by the credits here. That's
okay.
At the time, she was still Ellen Page.
But that sentence right there, though, like I'm not saying it's problematic, but like, so you're saying at the time she was still Ellen Page. Because you're saying she at that time. But see, my mind goes that at the time he was Ellen Page.
But my thing
I'm referring
is,
to him now as
I understand that.
Yeah.
But at the time, she not only was she credited, she was also playing a female character.
Yeah.
So therefore, you would say she.
So that sentence is all past tense then.
Yes.
Okay. Not present tense reference.
No,
past tense.
present tense. You would refer to him as Elliot Page. But
no, it's great about this conversation. It's kind of like time travel, like the movie.
Yeah.
So she was Ellen Page at the time, not he was Ellen Page at the time.
Right,
well, can both still work though in that situation, or in this situation, or no?
I mean, you can.
So they're both technically right.
They're both technically right. Yeah, you can say he because he technically is. But as far as the credit of the character they were at the time,
yes,
and that point in present time, it was
definitely
Ellen.
Okay.
Ellen, and she was playing a female character, so you would refer to it as a she.
Now, could we say in a situation they were Ellen, like starring Ellen Page at the time?
You could.
So starring Ellen Page at what's her character? Kitty as Kitty Pryde. Starring Peter Dinklage as Trask.
Yeah, Dr. Trask.
Dr. Trask. Okay, who else you got, TJ? I got so many characters in the movie.
Did you do Nicholas Hoult?
It was that Skip's name up here. I'm the top right. And they don't have him listed at the top right. So
yeah, Nicholas Hoult was Beast.
Yeah. Oh, aren't you gonna mention the other guy who played Beast?
Kelsey Grammer is actually uncredited.
What?
Kelsey Grammer makes an uncredited cameo appearance.
Why is he uncredited?
I don't know.
If you're gonna spend hours in makeup, you're better put my name in that goddamn credits.
Maybe he decided to be uncredited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that's just a weird whatever. Sure. Okay.
So
yeah. Maybe he didn't want to be like in reference to like, the director, like, oh well, I don't want to be saying
maybe. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Did you say Anna Paquin?
Yes, I did.
Because apparently Anna Paquin's got her own like main section in the thing, even though she's like not in this movie.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, why is she like such whatever? Like,
I don't know. Ellen Page, Peter Dinklage, Shawn Ashmore as Iceman, Omar Sy as Bishop, Evan Peters as Quicksilver, Josh Hellman as Marge.
Who?
Nope. It's Major William Stryker.
What the fuck was Homage?
I didn't see the period.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Daniel Cudmore as Colossus. Van Bingbing. Adon Canto as Sunspot. Boo Boo Stewart as Warpath. Farn Jensen. And James Madsen as Gene and Scott. Lucas Till as Havoc. Evan Jonah Kate? I can't pronounce that one. He plays Toad. Greg Lowe as Ink. X-Men comic book writers Len Wein and Chris Claremore appear as United States Congressman. Mark Lerner plays Senator Brickman. Mark Camacho plays U.S. President Richard Nixon, because he's in this. Sarah Leverman plays Quicksilver's mother.
Where are you at?
At the bottom.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking for highlight. Okay.
There was archive footage of Brian Cox's portrayal of Stryker in this, and Singer himself's in this apparently, and Brendan Pedler portrays Apocalypse at the end.
Spoiler alert.
And then there is no cameo for Stan Lee because he decided to go to a comics convention instead.
Wow, that's kind of wow. Really?
Something I read that somewhere in the behind the scenes. Yeah, Stan Lee had decided to opt out of filming a cameo because of a.
It's like the best movie for him to cameo, and he's just chooses not to cameo. Whatever.
Let's see if I can find. Stan Lee, co-creator of the X-Men, was scheduled to shoot a cameo appearance in late August 2013 at Montreal, Canada, but ultimately chose to attend the Fan Expo in Toronto instead.
Huh? That piece of shit.
I mean, he went to see the fans so they could pay him $50 for an autograph. So I know he's revered, but man, I just
don't care for him. I know you don't. Every time his name comes up, like boo. Oh, I'm writing this.
Yes, you are.
This movie was released, Javits Center on May 10th, 2014, but throughout the United States on May 23rd. This movie had a budget, $200 million, and it grossed an astonishing $746 million, placing it number 6 in the box office of that year of 2014, right over Captain America: Winter Soldier. We'll do a top 5 next week, I think it is, or the week after. I don't recall.
We already did this
so
one, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't do top 5 yet because there's a thing in there. But yeah, the rest of it we've done before. Any behind the scenes things you want to talk about, TJ?
Well, this is the movie that we found out about Bryan Singer's crap. So
yeah, he's not a good dude. Not a good dude.
It's weird though. Like I was reading through it, and like the first one that we heard about might not have happened.
Okay.
Because it was like Singer showed proof that he wasn't even in the same state as the guy that he claimed that it happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there are other instances.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
even if that one's not true,
just keep it in your pants, guys. Just get consent and keep it in your pants. If not,
yes.
That shouldn't be that hard, right?
Yeah. Well, let's move on from Bryan Singer because that's not what this is about.
No,
the movie also won a few awards.
Oh, okay. I did see that. Let's talk about.
And I want to talk about them because some of them are stupid.
Yeah, like one of them I get.
Like they won the 3D Creative Arts Award for Best Scene of Sequence in a Feature Film.
Makes sense.
And then they won Best Sci-Fi Film from the Sci-Fi/Fantasy Film for the Empire Awards.
I disagree with that, but okay.
They also won Best DVD. I don't know what BD is. Special edition? Oh, Blue Disc.
Blue Disc, yeah.
For the road cut, apparently. Those extra scenes that you watch got them an award.
I don't know how.
It also won the St. Louis Film Critics Association Award for Best Scene, the Quicksilver scene, which...
People really ate that scene up when it came out.
Fair. It also won the Teen Choice Awards. Movie actress Jennifer Lawrence won for sci-fi fantasy.
Really?
Apparently. These are the ones I wanted to talk about.
It's like she didn't do anything in the movie, so whatever.
They won 2 Visual Effects Society Awards. The first one is called the Outstanding Visual Cinematography in a Photoreal / Live Action Feature Motion Picture.
Okay.
And apparently it's for the kitchen scene, whatever that might be.
That's the Quicksilver scene.
Okay. And then they also won are you sure? Because...
Well, the kitchen scene is there.
Because they also won the Outstanding Effects Simulation in a Photoreal / Live Action Feature Motion Picture Award for the Quicksilver Pentagon kitchen scene. Oh, I guess they're both kitchen scenes.
Yeah, well, because I can't think of any other kitchen scene in this movie.
Yeah, it's just the length of these awards are ridiculous.
Yes, they're so hyper specific too. Sometimes, we made this category just for this one thing. Yeah,
I don't know. All right. I think that's it for behind the scenes.
So pedophile and awards. That's it.
Yeah, there's nothing else really.
With that being said, let's get into the review. Unless TJ has.
I got a shitload of trailers.
Oh my god. Let's do them.
Let's see. I got a trailer for Exodus: Gods and Kings.
Exodus: Gods and Kings, the bad Egyptian movie.
When are they going to stop making Moses movies?
Wait, is that the Moses one?
Yeah. It's starring, I think it's, what's his name? The guy Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
I could be wrong. If that's
is that the Cavill one?
Exodus: Gods and Kings. That's not Henry Cavill.
I remember seeing a Christian Bale.
Was it Christian Bale? I thought it was him. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, Moses is a white guy, so of course that stood out, surrounded by a bunch of Egyptian actors. So, and they just need to stop making Moses movies. It's the same story. We've seen it 1,000 times. No one cares anymore.
People care because A, new audiences, because younger generation, and B,
where did Exodus: Gods and Kings make?
I don't know. Let's check it. But also, you have to also remember, TJ, it's free IP, so we can always use it.
Do you want to make a Moses movie? Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. Although we could. Nah, that sounds terrible. Hey, it's on HBO
Let's-
Max right now.
We should do our own Bible stories.
Okay, so this movie,
take-
TJ.
Take the Bible stories and turn them on their heads. Go
So,
ahead.
okay, the budget for this movie was estimated to be around $200 million at most.
Mhm.
This movie grossed $268 million.
Yeah, it sucked. Like I said,
Yeah, that's really bad.
no one cares. They've seen it. Watch the animated Moses movie. I forget what it's
Prince of
called.
Egypt?
Prince of Egypt. Yeah, watch that one.
It's
That one's
amazing. It's
fantastic.
phenomenal. It's shorter. It's better. It's not melodramatic like this movie.
but like
Probably.
like I said, I'm not saying the story is bad.
No, it's just.
I'm just saying it's been done to death.
No, but like I said, it's just like how can we reach a new audience with a free IP? This is it.
But
Would
it's
you
not-
call it IP? What would you call that?
You're not gonna reach the new audience because everyone knows that story, even new people.
Yeah, but like young kids don't.
Young
Granted,
kids
it
know
was
the
like
story.
rated R, probably. It was PG-13.
They know the story.
And see, us talking about it right now is what they want. So someone's like, let's go watch this movie and see how we give our take. And they're gonna watch it and like, well, damn, we just gave that movie some press. And
We gave that movie $2 worth of press. Good job.
unless someone watches it for free, do it. And, yeah.
Anyway, I also got
Oh, it's
A
Ridley
trailer-
Scott, of course.
a trailer for Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Solid movie.
I've never saw it, but when I saw the trailer, it's not what I was expecting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I also thought the main actor was different.
No, it was actually Joel Edgerton again.
Again?
No, I'm sorry. Not him. Well, because he was in Exodus. His name's something. What's his name? Taron Egerton.
Yeah, like I thought it was like a James Bond kind of thing, The Kingsman,
Yeah, kind of.
but like with a bigger actor.
No. I mean, Colin
That's what
Firth.
that's what I thought Kingsman was, but I guess I was just wrong.
No.
Well, it just wasn't what I was expecting because I had never seen a trailer for it.
Okay. It's a movie. It's solid. I enjoy it. It's got a cool fight scene in it.
And then I got a trailer for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
The movie series.
Never saw it. Looks melodramatic as hell though.
Yep, man, it's great. And like they take the Planet of the Apes series and make it really like just depressing. It's like, why are we doing this? I like this so much.
And then I got a trailer for a garbage looking movie called Let's Be Cops.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it, but yeah, you're 100% right.
I also got a trailer for The Maze Runner.
And
I can't tell if that was a movie or a TV show.
Well, they made a few movies out of it.
Did they?
So that's 2014. So I'm guessing it's 2014 one, which is The Maze Runner. There is The Maze Runner: The Scorched Trials, and then there's The Maze Runner: The Death Cure. So yeah,
Oh, so they're movies.
young adult book series that was adapted for movies.
Okay. Then I got trailers for Homeland, the TV series.
Oh, okay,
24, Live Another Day.
I guess a movie.
No,
That was a tiny miniseries. Yeah,
it was a miniseries. I actually watched it. I watched all the 24 stuff.
24 India, 24 Legacy, 24-hour power. Pardon, not that one. Okay.
Then I got a trailer for Vikings.
Oh,
My family's really into that show. I just refuse to watch it.
I want to watch it really badly, but I know it looks really, really good.
I've been told it's really good, but I'm
Yeah.
just not in the mood for another Game of Thrones.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna wait, and it is over. It's definitely over. But I was like, I need some time to get into something like this because it looks long and like
It does.
it looks like an investment.
And then I got an anti-smoking PSA,
Another one.
where this one is, what happens if cigarettes hit an exhibit and everyone just blew bubbles instead? Instead of smoking cigarettes, they were blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
That was the whole PSA. At the end it said, imagine if there was no cigarettes.
People
And
be
I
more-
said, it's what the world is now outside.
Wait, what?
And I said, that's how the world is now, outside, because no one smokes anywhere anymore.
Are you kidding me? You got vape, you got weed, you got all the other kind of shit people do.
Yeah, but it's not seen. That's what I'm saying. It's all hidden now. Everyone's got to hide it.
Do you not go out in public? People vape all the time.
Vaping's different though. That's
It's
not
the same thing.
It's not though. It's a freaking machine.
You know, it's funny. I've been talking about this for the past few days at work, and I'm gonna say it right now. I might have to cut this out. Who knows? I'm not advocating smoking cigarettes. I'm really not. But I'd rather be around someone who smokes cigarettes than someone who vapes and/or does marijuana.
Why?
It seems less annoying to deal with that person. The vape people are more douchey, and the people who like weed really like it, so they make it their personality. Whereas someone who's smoking a cigarette just smoking a f***ing cigarette, like, okay, I can actually conversate with you, but you're not gonna bring up why cigarettes are amazing. You need to plant them and blah 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 blah. That's all.
That's not their hobby.
What?
It's not also their hobby.
Exactly. It's like, hey, I smoke cigarettes. Cool. I don't give a shit. They're not gonna try to lecture me and just blow sick clouds in my face. That's all. It's just I like you do whatever you want. You smoke weed, I don't care. Smoke vape, I don't give a shit. But don't make it your personality. That's all I ask. That's all I care about. But anyways, yeah, I've been going on that tangent all week. Don't know why. It just came out of nowhere. But it's like I've just been like harping on that shit.
Okay.
So I had to get that out. Any other trailers, TJ?
That's it.
Okay, that out. I guess we're getting into the review, huh?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Wow, that was kind of quick. It felt quick. It was on par. It was 30 minutes, but it just felt quick today.
No, not quick at all.
No. I guess we got to do this, huh? I didn't hate this movie, but I don't want to talk about it.
I actually really like this movie.
Oh man, of course you did. I didn't like it as much. We had 20 extra minutes. That's bullshit.
Maybe that was what it is. Because I thought it was fun and tight, and it was fine.
No, my problem was like if the first hour was okay, but then once the thing happens in the hour mark, it's like, of course it all has to happen, and then it just got like dumb to me after that. It's like, oh god, it became melodramatic. That's the word of the day. This movie became very melodramatic halfway through. I was like, fucking Christ. But anyway, so
I guess I'll bring it up now.
Yeah,
I did a little extra research into this.
Oh, okay.
So I read the comics.
Uh-huh.
Which was 2 comics.
Oh, I'm TJ. You forgot to. We should have done the thing.
I did do it.
You should have told me to do it.
You didn't sound like you wanted to do it last time I told you.
Bitch, TJ. Oh, you should have brought it back up because I would have done it.
I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, nah, he's not going to do it. So
TJ, I would have done it. Oh, I feel so bad now. God damn it.
Anyway.
Wait, can we pause and how long was it?
It was an hour because there was 3 episodes.
God damn it. What you monster? Okay? We'll talk about it, I guess.
So I read the 2 comics, but then I also watched the 3-episode adaptation of the X-Men animated series versions of Days of Future Past.
Okay, and
I think the movie did it the best.
Oh, why? Why is that?
The animated series one was really good.
Uh-huh.
But the original comic, I guess I could see why. It doesn't hold up, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think this is probably the better one than animated than the
The animated one, this is better than the animated one because the animated one kind of changes a lot. Alright, so the original story is still the same. Everyone's in the future and Sentinels take over because Mystique murdered Trask in the past.
Yes.
That's the story. In every version, it's you gotta stop Mystique from killing Trask in the past. The difference is who goes into the past to do it in each version.
So who does it in the comics?
Kitty Pryde.
Okay, I've never seen that. Who does it in animated?
Bishop.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Would expect that. Okay. Was he a bigger character in the animated series then?
No.
Oh,
he was introduced in that.
Wow. Huh. And in this one we get Logan who does it.
And we get Wolverine. So in the comics, Kitty Pryde was in the future, and she's also married to Colossus.
Okay.
In the comics, she's they're an item, so I don't know why they decided to make Iceman a thing in this version, even though
she married him in this.
They seemed like they were an item. They were holding hands at one point.
Yeah. She even says, "Come back on your shield, Spartan."
Right, but then at the end of the movie, we find out that it's him and Roger still a thing. And it's I didn't get that. But that doesn't matter. It's
bad writing. Yeah, this movie's not good. Yeah.
And then, so Kitty Pryde gets sent back in time, but she doesn't have the power in the comics. Another mutant sends her into the past, into her younger body, in order to stop things. Whereas in the comic and in the animated series, Kitty Pryde's not a character in the original animated series.
Oh, why?
She's just not. She's not there.
Sexist pigs.
So instead of having someone send them back through consciousness, they just have a straight up time machine.
Oh, it's even worse.
Time machine with a band that if you take the band off, you get sent back into the future.
A band?
Like a armband.
Oh, huh.
So they have to keep that on. And Bishop's got to go back to stop. They think it's Gambit that kills him in the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Because Mystique disguised herself as Gambit in order to do it, to frame the X-Men to do it. So, and then of course this one has Logan doing it because Logan's the main character. And as they said in the Wikipedia here, they couldn't have Kitty Pryde do it because she doesn't exist in the 70s in this continuity.
But they could have had the time travel thing, though.
Yeah, but they did the conscious thing instead. Where
I know, but I'm saying, you don't have to do it. Either way.
They followed the comic storyline.
That's fair. But then why not try Bishop? Or not Bishop? Why not do... Wait.
She
doesn't exist in this... Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she doesn't exist in that... She would be -20, essentially.
Oh, God, gross. So why not use some other character? Storm.
They did. They used Logan.
Well, I'm saying Storm, like not a white male. Like if anyone not a white male. That's all.
Well, they didn't use Storm a lot, and it's because she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, that makes sense. I was so upset. Like, why aren't they using Storm more in this movie or any other character?
She was actually supposed to have a bigger role, but because of her pregnancy, they had to shoot around her.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, and their explanation for sending Logan does make sense, No,
yeah. He's the only one who can handle it. Yeah. I can't argue. I can't argue it.
It's fine.
The
movie. I actually think the movie did a very good job for their time travel shenanigans.
I have my issues
because it's not. It's technically not time travel. It is, but it's not.
It's time travel.
It's quantum leap.
It's time travel.
If you know what I mean.
Different kind. I know he goes to different conscience and tries to redeem.
It's because it's not like he's physically going back and can encounter himself.
But then he does though, because then he does, and it's stupid. Because at the end, like, oh, you remember?
They said he would remember,
but why?
Because he's the only one that experienced everything.
Well, then why is that time where he like kind of loses consciousness because he's Stryker? He like forgets everyone there. Like, I thought he would only remember. What?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
There's a point where he sees Stryker in the movie.
He's
like, oh no, Stryker, I gotta lose control. It's the hour mark where I start losing it. Okay, it's the part where he goes insane and Mystique gets off. They capture Mystique when she runs away because
he starts having a panic attack.
Yes, and he's like, who am I? Where am I? Who's this? And like, who are you guys?
Yeah, because he lost control of the past, his body. So his future self slipped.
Yes, but then at the end, where he's done his job and everyone doesn't exist anymore, why would he remember everything?
Because his consciousness went from the past back to the present. It's still the same consciousness.
But how? How's that happen? Because the only reason they had a link between the present and the past was because of Kitty Pryde and then Rogue, like that their powers were doing it. So how does his consciousness become one now that they're not like?
Well,
no one else remembers. Like, why is it just him?
When the time period changed, Kitty Pryde and that whole scene ceases to exist, which forces the consciousness that was in the past back to the future body which is now there. Because that's just how it works.
No, that's stupid.
It's time travel garbage. What do you want from me?
It's because we want him to remember.
But it's not a plot hole because it was all explained.
No, it's not. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's the plot hole to me. It's stupid.
It's all time travel is always stupid, but that's not the point. It was all explained. You have to take the story.
What did they explain that part? Like, oh, your conscience gonna go back.
They explained it right before she says, when she puts them in, they're like, "You're the only one that's gonna remember any of this."
How?
Because
that makes no sense.
I explained it. His consciousness goes into the past, which means his consciousness is not in the future anymore.
How's it go back in the past? And be
because
solidified?
That's her mutant power in this.
It's so dumb. It makes no sense. I have to stay here and hold her. I can see if
the fact that Logan heals doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. It's mutants.
But they gave her dumb power to have in this movie, and now she's got to sit here and hold his brain the whole time.
Well, to be fair, she didn't. They incorporated a different mutant from the comics to give it to her.
I know, but it's just like, then why does she have to hold his head the whole time then?
That makes sure to keep the connection going.
What connection?
The connection from. So his consciousness goes back to his past body, right? But his future body still exists.
So their goal is to not exist at all, and somehow have his consciousness go back. That's dumb.
So look. So she's holding his body. Yes. It's an empty shell now, right? Yes. But if she stopped doing it, his consciousness will return from that point in time to the future point in time and restart into the future body.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So when he's she has to hold it there so that he stays in the past so they can accomplish their goal.
Yes.
So when they cease to exist in the future, she's no longer holding it. So the past body has to go to the future body, which is this new future.
Well, why would it have to go there? It could go anywhere.
Because that's just how the link works. That's how the mutant power works. She sends it to your younger self, and when you're no longer, you revert to your older self.
Sure.
I'm just telling you, that's how it works.
Sure, I'll buy that. I'll bite. Why not?
I'm not saying it's good. It's still time travel garbage, but that doesn't mean it wasn't explained and it wasn't there.
No, it's explained and oh, sure, I'll bite. Sure. Sure. Okay. I don't want to harp on that for 40 minutes.
I just don't want I don't want the time travel stupid garbage to affect the whole review of the movie because it's the least important part of it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's still important.
Well,
it's still important when you think, because when time travel happens, they go back.
what I mean is
Because they wouldn't exist. The second he goes back in time and starts timeline drastically, which he does, none of this would have happened.
Well, that's not true either.
I mean, it would happen, but like
Like I said, time's immutable, and it just readjusts, and still the same things happen in just a different order. So that past, that future will still exist as it is.
Oh, no. I guess for this timeline, sure. Anyway, so what's up? You were saying something before we got on this. I apologize.
I was
comparing the books and stuff.
I was comparing the books and the animated series and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought the movie did the best job of it, though.
Okay.
And not only just from a storytelling perspective, but because the comics are just two issues in the middle of other storylines. You know what I mean? It just there was a storyline that happened beforehand, then this happened, and it pretty much just Kitty Pryde, the character development, and then they move on to a new storyline. Okay. So it's like, okay, this is just a stop in the middle of here. This is a neat little thing, whatever. And then the same thing with the animated series, where it's like, okay, we had this storyline beforehand, now we got these 3 episodes, the further along other plots and stuff like that, and now we're on to the next thing. Where this one, we're taking 2 series of and combining everything together and pretty much fixing the entire continuity of things. It just feels more important here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just like, and it's also giving us one continuity for the whole X-Men universe, which is cool. So I don't know. I really liked it.
That's fair. Anyways, so we start off with open narration from Charles. It books in later at the end of Charles doing some more open narration. He narrates time and past and future shit. Doesn't matter. Does not matter at all. Time travel shit, guys. The future's bleak. Can we change the past to make the future happy again? Because, equal rights. We'll pick your pick of human issues going on.
All this future stuff.
Yep.
It's pointless.
What do you mean?
It's just pointless because it's not going to exist anymore.
I know. Half the movie's pointless. I know.
However, why this is here, why I think they decided to do this is just to be mean, so they could just brutally murder every X-Man.
And that's why I hate it.
They do it.
Yes.
They do it in every version.
And this
in the comics
is another reason why I hate time travel, TJ. Oh, the main characters are having time travel, so when they fix it, everything we do to them doesn't matter. Let's decapitate, let's embow, let's do everything brutally terrible to these characters. Because it doesn't matter. They're all happy at the end. Isn't that fun, guys? You see your characters die? Why? Every character in this movie, like you said, dies on screen or off screen. So like, okay, cool, I guess. It's just like, it's signaling to me that it's going to be a happy ending, so I don't care now.
Like, but what I like about it is because I've seen the 3 different versions. I like comparing how dark each one gets and who does it the darkest.
God.
Like in the comics, the Sentinels kill Wolverine both times.
Yeah.
And in the animated series, Bishop comes back to the future and it's still unchanged because it's just a plotline. They fix it in the next episode. But this guy Forge, who sent them back in time, has Wolverine's adamantium skeleton on display in like a water tube.
That's
just
awesome.
his skeleton. So, like, it's neat and dark, but like I said, it's pointless.
Yeah. It's a thought experiment. It's a what if. It's like, okay, and that's all it is to me. It's like, I don't want to watch that.
But I can see why people like it, and I can understand why it's held up as long as it has.
Sure. Yeah. And when I was young, I saw this, like, okay, cool, these people are dying. And it was like, whatever. And that's what happens in the first opening act, is some mutants trying to fight back, and they die.
I'm also a sucker for any time Professor Xavier and Magneto are on the same team.
Oh, yeah,
I just
nice.
like it.
Yeah.
It's just cool because they always, no matter if it's Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart or Fassbender and McAvoy, they always have great chemistry together.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, they have great chemistry, and like, oh, they kind of believe the same thing. It's just a different.
It's just extremes. Different means to do it.
Yeah, yes. And it's like, if they would have worked together, they could have gotten the thing done, and it would have been nice. But yeah, so beginning opening actors, we introduce some characters, they die.
Also, was it just me, or in the future, when they're doing the drop things with the Sentinels, did it feel like Star Wars to you a little bit?
Oh, you got Star Wars out of it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this feels very Star Wars-y, this future, this dystopian future.
Is it because of the color scheme?
Color scheme, and it was the box drop things that look like droids almost, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
I got very Star Wars when it first opened. I was like, yeah, that's weird.
That's funny. But the Rebel group consists of some mutants. They all die. And we got our core main mutants we care about. We have Charles and Magneto, like you said. We have Rogue.
Well, so the opening scene is the opening scene is they all die, but then Kitty Pryde gets Bishop and sends him back into his younger body, so they warn him so it never happens.
Yes, it shows off that power.
So it almost fakes you out thinking they're going to send Bishop back in time, like the animated series.
But so like that shenanigans right there turns you off on the time travel thing. Like, oh, they all die, but not really. Like, what?
But they faked you out with an animated series callback there.
That's stupid.
Which was cool.
No, not that, but like
that.
That's cool.
I thought it was funny.
Because you have that reference.
Yeah, if you watch the animated series, like, oh, that's Bishop. Okay.
Yeah, you're fanboying. It's cute. I like it. I like this, DJ.
I'm not really fanboying because I don't really like this story.
No, but I'm saying, like, you comparing all three.
Yeah, like, it's fun to have another comparison rather than just the comics.
Yeah,
and I thought the movie was good. I thought it was a good, solid movie. So it was
the first half was solid. Yes,
I thought the second half was fine too. I don't get your gripes with it.
I don't know if you let me get to the goddamn review,
because
TJ.
The future stuff doesn't really even happen, other than that one Wolverine. In fact,
I think it's because I felt the future thing was so pointless. All the stuff that happens in the future is like, I just know like it's gonna be a happy ending. They're gonna do brutal things to the X-Men, which they do. Like they're gonna do things because they can write it off as it doesn't matter. And it's like, then why does the movie matter? That's why I don't care for these kind of movies. The ride's kind of fun. Okay, they send Logan back because they pity Mike, like we talked earlier, because she could do her bullshit. And so he goes on his 70s. I'm gonna save and reunite Xavier and Eric together so they can, not have Mystique kill her. And they use Mystique as a MacGuffin to kill someone. It's like, hey, just do this, go kill. Like from this movie and from Future. What's before this? Not Future Past. First Class. She's like so radicalized.
Well, that's the thing. There's a giant jump time skip here.
Yes, and I guess they reference it, but they don't really.
They reference it because we missed like a whole movie.
Yeah,
there was there should have been another X-Men First Class movie before this movie.
Yes,
to be truthful, because
this movie this falls into the studio trap of like let's just transfer all the big storylines
because all this stuff happens. Magneto and Mystique get into a romantic relationship, and he radicalizes her to an extreme.
Yes,
we think he tries to assassinate JFK, but he actually was trying to save him, and then he gets arrested and put in. Yeah, and they put him in jail for 10 years.
Yeah.
And Dr. Trask, proceeds to kidnap and torture all of the mutants that left in First Class with Magneto and Mystique, and torture them and kill them off screen. So all this context is told to us and not shown. And like they show like trophies and then morgue reports and stuff like that. So, but it's told to us essentially, and we missed a big giant chunk of the story. Not that I wanted it in this movie, because that would have added another hour, maybe half hour.
It would have been nice to have before this movie. It would have been nice to have that movie.
Right, movie. It does feel like we jumped the movie.
Yes, this movie's telling us to care about all these things, letting us care about these things. It's like, I get why these characters are upset because Magneto witnesses all of it, but like I have no connection to them dying. I barely saw them in the first movie, so like whatever. It's just whatever.
Right. So, but with that being said, I get why they skipped the movie, because they're like, fuck it, we're just starting over. This is our reboot movie.
That's fine, but like the last one did well, right? The last X-Men movie did well.
Yeah.
And so like why not give us at least one more with those characters or something? Maybe we don't need it, but I just feel like this is such a big story to get into, to have all of that. I don't know. Give me some characters.
I just don't
There's
think
no characters I care about this movie. That's my thing. There's no characters I care about this movie. They're just walking through it. I felt like there was like no suspense or consequences. Because I think it's the time travel aspect. I just don't care about these characters. I know it's going to end.
I think they're up. I think that. Well, you didn't know that your first time through.
I did. It's just like once I see, it's time travel. And then once you see them killing off characters left and right, Bobby, Storm, like start killing off all these characters, especially later on in the movie. Like, oh, okay, this movie's definitely gonna have them all coming back at the end. Spoiler alert: they all coming back in the end. It's like,
but actually, that's not necessarily true, because this was supposed to be the end of all those storylines. Because we're doing a complete 180 retcon. Those characters could have been gone.
Nope, no, not at all. Studio won't let that. That's how Hollywood is. I would have gave this movie a fucking raising standing ovation if they would like capitalize. Yeah, if their characters are dead, the ones you used to like, your childhood's gone.
See, X-Men. I understand where you're coming from, but I like the ending to this movie.
It's fun, warm. Hey, this is the Feel Good guys was like,
not only because of the warm, because it fixed all the timeline continuity bullshit.
Yeah, but then there's more timeline continuity bullshit after this, I think, right? If I recall, I don't know.
No, not really. The movies are bad. But every movie up and after this is leading up to this ending, essentially, to this version of X-Men.
Okay. Sorry. That's the only time I don't.
I like this, and I like the ending, this future X-Men thing, because it gets us to what the X-Men were always supposed to be.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah.
So that's why I like that it fixed a lot of things. It's just a shame the next two movies are garbage. So
yeah, it's like, what's the point of all this? I mean, it was hopeful, it was presenting.
But in of itself, just taking the movie as it is, and then the potential of what it could have been.
Yes.
At the time, I think the movie really does a good job of it.
It does a solid job. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm saying it does do a solid job. I'm just saying, the tropes of the time travel shit in this is like, let's kill off all the characters for shock value because we can, because it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, because those scenes last forever. Those, like, okay, when we get to the Rogue shit, when they save Rogue, they barely save her because it's like a 5-minute sequence. And during that sequence, they kill fucking Magneto. It's like, okay.
Stop 1 second.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, you gotta explain. What?
So, like you said, they broke out, what's his face? Magneto, right? And then they go do their thing to stop Rogue or Mystique from doing a thing. They go to stop Mystique.
At the White House?
No, not the White House.
At Vietnam.
At the Paris press meeting thing, Paris Peace Accords. Yeah. And Magneto being extremist, tries to kill Mystique instead of just talking her down off the ledge. And that escalates.
Well, yeah,
she leaves.
That's all in the movie, yeah.
Yeah. She leaves and all that stuff. And so now Trascott has a blood sample of Mystique, and so he can help push his program for the Sentinel. What happened there helps fearmonger for the president, Nixon.
Where's the Rogue thing?
It's after his third act. Yeah, her act is only in the third act. Is like only a minute long to 5 minutes. Not long.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just getting through the movie to get to that point. Unless there's something else you want to talk about in this movie.
I don't know why they just recruited Quicksilver and say, okay, you're not coming with us any further.
Know why? Because he's a broken character. That's why.
He is broken.
He would have solved off all the goddamn problems. That's why, TJ.
I know.
Let's introduce things that will break the movie and then not use it because, this is really good character. The same thing with Nightcrawler. He's very advantageous for our plots because we're not good writers. Let's just wash him away. We don't need that ever again.
It just seemed like we just brought you in just to have you for this scene.
Yes, this character is so OP, we can never have him come into the third act later because he's going to fix everything.
What I did like about the Quicksilver thing is when he's watching the news, and when they show him watching the news like everyone else is, what Magneto's doing his thing, and he's holding a little girl in his hand.
Is he?
Yeah, he's holding his little sister. It's Wanda.
Oh, were you happy about that?
It was a nice little nod.
You nerd.
Especially because he's at home with his mother.
Yep.
And they also mentioned, hey, my mom knew the guy who controlled magnetism, so they allude that he's hit Magneto as their parents.
No, I do like that, yeah.
So I thought there was a nice little like comic book nerd nods to it.
I thought this movie was very fan servicey, which I also didn't like, honestly, too. It was too
because you're weird with that.
Because it was too on the nose and tongue in cheek and like
no, it wasn't.
It's because I don't because instead of just like
it was a line here or there.
No, it was too much.
It was a line here or there.
It was too
much. Like, when? Name another example.
Every visual thing is like, why not just have another movie that show us all this? He says
in one line, yeah, my mom knew a guy like some, and then he watches the news with his sister in his hand. Why is that bad?
Bishop thing.
Why is that bad?
Because it's too much of this. It's more just, hey guys, we know. It's like we know you guys like this shit. We're gonna put it in and not have a movie about it or be in it.
What's wrong with putting something in people like?
Because it's not done well. It's not like I want to see.
How's it not done well? It's literally they're just showing people watching the news, and you have a character you already established watching it with his daughters in here.
Instead of having a movie for this where we see Magneto going on a fling with someone that could be Quicksilver's
parents. Don't need a whole movie with that.
I'm saying that not just that, but we could have a whole movie and that could be one of the plots in it or whatever, or one of the stories in it. That's all I'm saying. I don't need that as a movie, but I need to see X-Men, the other group, get
annihilated. You're saying you need a movie of it. That's exactly what you're saying.
Well, Yeah, but
You're saying everything needs to be a full-length feature film. You can't have any nods whatsoever. Fans, you're not allowed to have anything you like.
No. You hear what
That's
I'm saying?
what you're saying.
No. I'm saying, TJ, everything this movie alludes to is missing could have been in one other movie. So the prequel to this, between...
Yeah, but I'm not even talking just about this. You're against fan service in general.
Not fan service.
Everything.
I'm excessive fan service. This movie's excessive.
There is no... It's not excessive in this. It's a moment here or there.
That's too much. That's too many.
No, it's not.
Too many.
You just have this irrational hate of fan service
for bad, lazy
things
fan
that
service.
people like.
Yes.
Give me an example of good fan service.
I can't think on the spot.
Exactly, because you just hate all fan service.
I don't hate
because you're weird.
I hate on the nose, just blue balling me fan service. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No.
Yes.
No.
And what
You're wrong.
Whenever I've said I hate fan services for.
Anytime anything's like, oh, that has some character from this and that, I hate it automatically.
Wait,
nope,
what?
Not liking it.
What?
You do it.
When?
At Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie, the Batman, the Flash movie that's coming out.
Which one I haven't seen yet?
The ones that you say that I hate it because it's got 3 Spider-Mans and it can't do it. Nope.
No. I don't hate it because of that. You know why I hate that movie.
The Flash movie. Oh, there's 2 Batmans and I can't that one because of fan service.
Yes. I'll say that now.
Can't do this because this one. I can't do this one because that one. This is an already
the same way
because you have
Avatar.
You have
Avatar without seeing it.
You have a predisposition to hate fan service no matter what it is.
Okay, I'll admit that. Yes, I do. Because it's
ridiculous.
And I hate it. So I hate it. It's gross, and that's just a money monopoly.
It's not gross. It's there for fans.
No. It's there for people. I like that day. It's like, oh, God.
How is that fan service like there to be like, oh, that's going to make us millions of dollars? It doesn't. It's just there to make the fans happy. Nope. It's a 2 scenes. It's 3 seconds.
A sequel bait.
It's 3 seconds.
Bait. That's what it is.
It's not sequel bait. There was no sequel bait in at all.
Or prequel bait. However you want to phrase that. Hey, my mom had a fling of someone who was a magnetic man. Maybe the next movie we can talk to you about it, son.
That happens. That happens. Doesn't necessarily mean it's prequel bait. It's just the history of those characters. This is just your artsy side of you.
No, not at all.
Everything's got to be original. Everything's got to be original. Nothing
it's probably an art side of me. Probably me hating just Hollywoodized blockbuster shit when it's like that. Probably, I'll admit that. But it's just I hate fans.
I know you do it. It's rational.
It's very rational, right?
I said irrational.
You said rational, so I'm gonna keep that in. It's rational.
No, I said irrational. You could.
Well, I'm gonna edit out the Eve part out and just keep rational in. It's rational. I'm gonna like that to edit sound like that in the edit. No, but that's probably another. That's probably why I don't like this movie in general or any like.
I know that's why you're being harsh on this movie when it's not a bad movie.
Oh, that's a story arc everyone knows. The Phoenix Saga, and like all the big ones. Let's just push those instead of like having a movie for character development so they care about those characters in the next big movie. That's why the Marvel ones do it proper. Kind of like those, like, okay, here's a movie for this and this and this, and then the tentpole Civil War, Avengers, etc., etc. And then other character movies to help you kind of care about these characters and their problems. So when you see them do something out of character, like, oh, the character, that's good.
This has technically had 6 movies before this came to.
Whatever, TJ. But like you said, it's here to fix the timeline problem. And it's like, oh,
exactly. It's there to fix the continuity, and it does a good job of doing it.
But those characters, the 6 movies for this, are the characters we see in the future aspect. Which that storyline does not matter, and B, we barely see them do anything. We barely see those characters do anything.
Because those characters, or the characters in the first class stuff, are going to become those characters.
And that's fine.
That is the point.
But these first class characters I don't care about. Mystique. I don't care about what she's doing in this movie because she's going from point A to point B. I feel like she's not having any crisis moments or like any like conflict of interest. She's just portraying it very blah.
She's doing it because all of her friends were murdered, and then when both Charles and Magneto come, she's struggling with both of their side, trying to.
It's not conveyed well enough.
Reconcile those things.
It's not conveyed well enough. It's not conveyed.
The the whole conflict at the end is her decided not to shoot the guy.
Yeah, but
and
like
take
that's
her
like the
own
only moment of
revenge
conflict in the
with
movie. I think, for her.
Charles. Charles is there, and he's been doing it throughout the movie, trying to convince her. Meanwhile, Magneto's trying to tell her that the way she's going about it is wrong. You got to get even more radical. There's plenty of conflict going on.
But I just don't feel it. I don't see it. It's like it's there, but it's not portrayed well. Like again, if we had that prequel movie of her being radicalized by Magneto and him like undoing the teachings of Charles and like making her more him like him, I'm like, okay, sure, I see why she's like this, but it's like, oh, she's just radical out of nowhere for no reason. I mean, they told us because tell don't show, right? That's how this says. No, it's dumb. It's bad. So there's that. Then who else is new class?
There's also the
we kind of get Charles and his drug addiction going on. Like, okay, get Charles thing. Magneto's being Magneto, so that's shocker. We get Beast being a little bitch boy. You say she's not
radicalized. You say she's not. We didn't see the radicalization, and that's true. And we didn't see all of that. But because this is now in the same continuity as the first three, we've seen her as that radical first in the first three X-Men movie.
Yeah, which that other character barely had any character. She was just there being, I'm sexy Mystique.
But you could see she was the evil, radicalized version.
Yeah, but I'm saying we see that now though too in this one. I don't see her being like. I don't see her still like losing like teachings of Charles and becoming radical. We see she has Charles' teachings and she switches sides in the end of the first one, and now she's a radical.
Well, she stops. She's radical. She was radicalized. Well, at least in the beginnings of being radicalized at the end of the First Class movie because of she saw that Charles's way wasn't working.
Yeah, but she was barely struggling in that. She was struggling, but like it was just I don't know. I felt like her character's not. They don't show her well enough and like just execute her character well enough for that. Like again, if we had another movie of her being with like Magneto and just doing.
I'm not disagreeing that we're missing a movie, but you're just disregarding the fact that she's done doing nothing when it's there.
She's doing just like I'm gonna walk to trash to kill him, and that's it. Like she's like her them talking her down. It's like such moments like and it's like this nothingness is like don't do it, Raven, don't do it. Says Charles. Why, Charles? Because I said don't do it. Okay, I'm gonna go do it. Like that's okay. Like, he doesn't say anything like hey, remember that time? Blah 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 blah. Like oh, a moment like of humanization, and they don't have Magneto being like.
Yes, he does. Oh. That's how he stops her.
At the last one, it's the only one that matters. So they have to stop because it had to happen that way. Like, it's like
no, because he's trying. He up until that point, Charles was trying to do it his own stubborn way. Keeps trying to force his will on her, thinking he could change her because that's what he's always done. And then at the end, he changes tack.
Did he learn that lesson in the first movie? Right after she left him?
No, because. If you notice, he went into a downward spiral because he's still in his own stubborn head. So he didn't learn that lesson, and that's what this movie is.
So we need 2 movies of that lesson. It's not good. I need 2 movies of that stupid lesson.
The first movie wasn't about that lesson. The first movie was the building blocks of everything that got him to the point where he was the arrogant guy that he was in this movie. Mm-hmm. And then he lost everything and still being in his stubborn ways, and then it was because of everything that's happened that he realizes that he was wrong, then he was able to switch it.
He had more of a character arc than she did. So this movie was more him than her. Again, she was just walking through it until she didn't have to walk through it anymore. It's like, okay, Charles, I guess you're right. Like her heel turn, or whatever we'll call it at the end, was like, okay, yes. Instead of like, really, that's all it took. Like he had more of a thing than she did. That's all.
Okay, she's a little bit more of a plot device.
Yes, that's my problem. She's a plot device. That's the word. She's a plot device in this movie, and I hated it. That was my problem. She was like, I gotta do this thing. It's like, what? Really? Well, the three straight white guys, she's a plot device, and fucking Kitty's a plot device, and then Rogue's a plot device. It's like, guys, what? But the 3 straight white guys who are handsome leading men are going to save the world? Like, fucking course they are. Hey, plot device Raven, stop it. Well, plot device Kitty puts me here. And while Kitty got stabbed later, so I guess Rogue's got to do it now because it takes like they're just fucking plot devices. It's not good. TJ.
Now
we're
at the core. We're at the core where you're just having a politic.
No, that was my issue. Like they're just like, and that's the term I want. I couldn't find the term. Thank you. They were just like that was calling MacGuffins, right? They're the plot devices. Yes, like oh my god.
But so if it was Kitty Pryde as Logan, there everything would be better. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean if they would have given her a better character arc, like because I don't want to follow Logan again for the umpteenth time. I don't care.
He's the star of the series. Of course they're going to use him.
He is. I get tired of it because there's so many X-Men. I don't want to keep following the same one X-Men.
Who the people are not the point of the movie.
No. Yes, it is.
The story does not evolve. There is no sexism in the story.
What do you mean?
Because they're just adapting the storyline from the comic. This is exactly how it played out,
TJ?
and so forth and so forth.
When did the comic come out?
1980 something.
Who wrote the comic, TJ?
1980 something.
Who wrote it?
Yeah, it's a
so there's probably some sexism in there, TJ. It's probably some subconscious. It's not sexist to be sexist. Like, oh, we didn't think about it because I guess it's a little sexist, huh?
No, because Kitty Pryde is the hero in that one.
Huh?
Bishop is the hero in the animated series when he's in this.
We're not reviewing the animated series. We're reviewing this movie right here.
And he's in this movie.
Yep. And what's he doing in this movie,
He's
TJ?
in this movie.
What's he do?
He helps defend keeping everyone.
And so does how much dialogue does he have in this movie? And how about the Asian character? What's her character name? And how much dialogue does she have? It's a very white male-centric movie.
Look, you're complaining that if Hollywood is white male actors, then that's every fucking movie. I don't know what you want me to say here. That doesn't affect
that's the point of the
story
X-Men.
of this.
Diversity and equality. And the three white men will save the day. It's like, the women who are here just plot the points and avoid the device. It's like, well, fuck me, huh? And all the other characters, all the other people have characters that are sexist, let's see them brutally get murdered. Cool. Who can say the memory?
As if all the white people weren't brutally murdered in this either.
Well, at least they had shit to do, TJ. I was just so bothered by the second half of this movie because seeing all that, like, I was like, this movie. Because just give Mystique a proper character arc. Besides, like, the last, I guess you're right, Charles.
She has some proper.
Barely.
She has a problem.
Because she does everything to get to trash this whole movie.
And she doesn't. She's not like she's like she doesn't say you're right, Charles. Charles at the end gives her a choice. He says it's your choice. I'm done trying to control you, and she chooses to not kill him.
Why not?
It was her choice. Because she doesn't want to become like Magneto anymore. She realized how bad Magneto is. Because she came to that decision.
But how? Out of nowhere. Why'd that happen? Because the story had to happen that? Like, why did she's like, okay, cool, my choice. Blam, Mr. President. Blam, 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 blam. Reload. Blah, 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 blah.
Because she realized that, her time with Xavier was more important.
Like, what made her realize that?
Because of him convincing her.
How did he convince? He didn't convince her at all. All she was like, oh, it's your choice now. She's like, oh, I want it, Daddy. Like,
because inherently, she's not an evil person. She's not this person who murders people, and she's not willing to sacrifice the entire future of the mutants for this one murder.
Well, like, how does he convince her the future is going to go shit then? Like, they don't do that in the movie. They don't really convince her, like, trust me, bitch, you're going to make the future terrible.
What do you think the whole ending sequence was?
What ending sequence?
With him convincing her to not do it.
But yeah, but they don't say, like, the future is going to be destroyed and dark. Don't do this. Like, there wasn't enough, like, trust us. So let me sit you down for 5 minutes and, like, let you know.
From the character we saw in First Class, who was Xavier's sister, you don't think her brother could convince her that maybe this is the wrong thing?
No, not because like you said, she was so quote unquote radicalized.
You're just hating on this movie to hate
No,
on.
I'm really not.
Yes, you are.
I'm really not.
You're finding reasons to hate this movie.
No, I really wasn't.
Now you're bringing.
I wanted to go and liking it again. When I first saw it, I liked it.
You're bringing up white classism in Hollywood as if we haven't covered every movie that's like that.
But my problem is that this is X-Men.
That's what Iron Man is.
TJ,
that's what Iron Man is. There's not a single black person in Iron Man.
Like,
there is. But they recast them in the next movie. Oh.
But this is X-Men.
I'm just saying.
This is X-Men, the thing that promotes gender equality, race equality, LGBT shit, and yet the three main characters who survive, like, it's like, of course these three people are, and of course the female characters in this are just
three main characters.
Yeah, but of course the females in this are just do the things that the main characters.
Of course, the females in where's all the females in the Avengers?
Well, they don't promote. But that's not the messaging behind the Avengers. The messaging behind X-Men is it's the quality, guys. And like some people want to be more extreme, some people want passive.
For mutants. Equality for mutants.
It's a metaphor, it's just allegory for race issues. Malcolm X and Martin. It's the same. You know, goddamn where I'm coming from with this.
It is an allegory for racism. Yes. I agree with you, but it's not like Xavier's or Magneto's destroying the black president of the United States right now. No, he's freaking attacking Richard Nixon.
Yeah, because that's the timeline it chose. They didn't choose
Exactly.
Obama. I'm just like, if you wanted me to care more about Mystique, they should have chosen more Mystique. There was no character development for Mystique. That's all I'm saying. And that they used her as a plot point. And that they're barely, only in the last 10 seconds, like, oh, I guess they won't do their thing.
No, every encounter up until when they start coming together, there's character development. She's struggling with both sides of it.
But it's not portrayed well enough. That's all. That's what I was saying from the beginning. It's not portrayed well enough. I'm digging my heels in deep now.
It's not.
They spent too much time.
I think it was portrayed fine.
Again, I feel like Charles had a bigger character development arc in this movie than Mystique did.
Because it's his story.
I thought it was Logan's story because he's the main character.
No, because if you notice, Logan, once he gets to the White House and he has that panic attack, is practically gone from the movie.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. He's barely in the movie in the sense of like he's just pushing these guys along. It's like, hey guys.
In fact, Magneto does some gruesome torture to him and throws him out of the rest of the movie. Yeah. And we don't see him again.
Yes. I was like, damn, that's kind of deep, Magneto. You have to go that far. And then, like they use Mystique to like, oh, Mystique, be Stryker at the end for some reason and save Wolverine because you know who that is. Who you never met before. It's like, why is she there to save the guy she's never met before? And like, how she know?
That's not how I took it.
What? How'd you take it? She was there along with the ride?
No, I think she recovered. I don't know why the Mystique thing was there, but like, I assumed they recovered Wolverine from that point so they could take him for Weapon X.
But no, yes, but like, why is it Mystique as Stryker then? That makes no sense.
That part I agree with. I don't know why she's as
and so like, is she gonna make him Weapon X?
That part I don't understand.
Like that's just the dumbest thing. I was on board with making him Weapon X until Mystique became Mystique. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't. That one I agree with you. I don't know why they needed the Mystique thing at the end there.
It's just stupid. This movie's not good.
That part did not make no sense. I don't know why Mystique was there. It would have been fine with William Stryker recovering Wolverine. And just taking them off. Yes. I don't know why Mystique was there. They're right. That part doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
But it's just like one little part of it that's like, okay, that part didn't make sense.
It was like the cherry on top of the dumb bullshit Sunday I watched and ate. Like, this is a movie, I guess.
No, I disagree with you.
And that's fine. That's fine. It's just I felt like this wasn't a bad. I didn't hate this movie. I'm just telling you, I didn't hate it. It's just like upset. Like, man,
it sounds like you hated this movie.
No. It's just like, okay, these guys that I want are doing things. And of course, seeing this movie, like, of course, these girls are not.
Look, if anybody listened to our animated Wonder Woman review, they know how we feel about sexism and stuff like that. I just didn't see it in this.
Oh, I saw. That's all I saw. I was like, Kitty Pryde just moving along the main character,
and I know, and you like, also saw
the female character is just a plot device. Like,
you also saw it in that. You also saw it in that Batman Superman Public Enemies movie,
I know.
Which I also didn't see it. Sometimes it just strikes you for some reason. It just
maybe because I see the maybe because I do like these characters, the female characters and the male characters. I like them. So I expect more from them, and so to see them just be put on the sideline while the main characters always say main characters, like, but we have other cool characters we can dive into, and it's just okay, sure, put them to the side, like always, like.
I mean, I thought the movie was fine.
And you could bring back Jean Grey for what? A second? For it's like, hey Logan, remember these titties? Like, why are you here, Jean Grey?
Well, no. When was Jean Grey in it? At the end.
For a second. But like, why though? Why have that?
Because they showed everyone.
Yeah, but like, it's a cameo. I get it's a cameo.
Yeah, they showed everyone. They'll show you where everyone's going.
I feel they did her so dirty in the other movies. I didn't want to see her ever again. So seeing her again,
we agree. X3 was terrible. We know.
Yes. I don't want any scenes of her or Scott ever again. It's like this.
I was actually happy to see Scott because they did him so dirty too.
I did not hate this movie. I just want to say that I did not hate this movie. I had my problems. I'm just vocalizing my problems with the movie.
So essentially,
wrap this thing up.
They stop Mystique from killing Trask and set the future back to normal, and that's where the Future Class stuff goes away. We go into the future.
Oh,
Wolverine wakes up in the future.
The rogue thing is.
Oh, right. Right.
How do I explain the rogue thing? So Kitty Pryde, during Logan's freak out with that part right there, he slashes Kitty.
Okay.
He slashes Kitty and she's bleeding out.
To bring up a point here real quick, they just let her bleed out.
Yes. Oh, well, in your edit, they do.
It's like, because I was about to say, why didn't, like, Iceman just freeze the wound or something?
He's holding onto the wound as best he can in my edit. And he's like, at a certain point, he steps aside, like, she can't do this. We need to get someone else. And who's someone else? Rogue can get her powers off of Kitty. But Rogue's being held in Cerebro because Professor X couldn't find Rogue. He's been looking forever. So that they were holding Trask's people, and people who were Sentinels were holding Rogue and Cerebro, where reference again and get into. So there's a prison escape with Bobby and Magneto to get Rogue out. They do it. Bobby dies on the way back. Magneto takes Rogue back.
Wait, Bobby dies on the way back?
Yes, that's what Kitty says. Oh, Kitty says, come back. And when she said that line, like, oh, Bobby's going to die. And lo and behold, Bobby died because it was telegraphed like a motherfucker.
He didn't die in my version. He's still up there in it to the end.
Nope, he dies right there by 3 Sentinels. They impale his ass and set him on fire. Like, oh,
no, he's actually still there in the room when the Sentinels come and start murdering everybody.
Nope. I mean, for you, yeah, but for me, no.
I'm just saying that's what happened with me. So they cut all the scenes past that out?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
Yeah. Whoever scenes he has less, he dies getting him Rogue back. So it's just Rogue and Magneto. And they say to Professor X, Rogue, or Bobby didn't make it. He's like, I know. Wow, that's kind of cold, but wartime, baby, I get it. So yeah, that's what happens. Rogue comes back, absorbs Kitty's powers, sets her aside, and she's the one now making Logan do the thing. So for the third act, Rogue's in control of Logan. That's what her thing is. That's all you see of Rogue until.
I think they did a good job cutting that out.
Yeah, because her job, because it's her role's still very minute in this. I'm glad she's in it because I like the actress, so cool, give her back some more work. And how they get her out, it's like it's lazy and bad.
Well, I think it's just more.
It's fluff.
Suspenseful that Kitty Pryde's wounded and the Sentinels are breaking in and she's got to try and hold it together. I just think it's way more suspenseful.
It is. Like having Rogue come in to do that, like, okay, cool, but like.
But yeah, now that problem's solved and it's like, okay.
Yeah, now we're still back to the same, like, why add that extra 5, 10, 20 minutes?
Yeah, that wasn't needed. No. I understand why they cut that.
Yeah, so that's how I felt watching it, like, oh my God, that was all that was for. And then Magneto does some big level of move with Stadium in front of the thing and do some thing.
Yeah. And then they convince him it.
Yeah, we harped on it.
We harped on all that.
Yeah. The day saved, and my feelings towards it.
And then Wolverine wakes up in the future.
Yep.
And the school's established, and it's as the X-Men should be.
Yes, and it's nice. It's nice. It's very nice.
And we get cool cameos. We get Kelsey Grammer back as Beast.
Yes.
You see some of the guys' things. You said you didn't like the Jean Grey one, but Wolverine goes up to reach for it, and then Scott comes in and says, "What are you doing?" And he's like, oh, "I'm so glad to see." I like that interaction. That even the triangle doesn't even matter anymore because everything's as it should be.
Yes, everything is in place as X-Men should have been treated from the beginning.
Yes, I agree.
And as it's banned in later on, this is nice, but it's like
I'm just glad we got there at all.
Yes. After 7 movies, and it's the only time we get to see it on live action. Like, this is nice. This would have been a nice series to have.
I would argue Logan is.
Well, Logan's in the future and everyone's dead, so like this is the only time we get a nice live action. Ooh, this is warm feeling. I wish we'd seen them on a mission together. Sorry, it's the one time we had cool X-Men.
Well, we saw them in the first movie on the mission together.
Yeah, but it was like 2000s edgelord shit. This was actually nice and warm and fun.
Yeah, I know. It was a good ending. I really liked it.
No, I liked it. When I first saw it, I was like, ooh, nice. Let me just rewind this and keep watching this scene. And the first end credits.
Well, I just want to point out, I am by no ways an advocate of time travel stories. I hate time travel stories. I just thought this was one of the least egregious.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I agree at both ends. This time travel, I was being an asshole to be an asshole. It did explain some things, and I did have my questions, and you did clear them up in the beginning, so I was like, okay, sure, did it okay. I don't like time travel still, but you're right, it did fine.
Yeah, no.
I was being a dick to be a dick. But let me get the end credit shit real quick. The first teaser is Trask in prison, doesn't matter. And the last...
Wait, what?
You don't have any end post...
I got the Apocalypse one. I didn't get Trask.
Well, there's a mid-credits teaser, and you know how when Magneto was in the prison, they slid the food down?
Uh-huh.
So they do it, and they reveal, oh, it's Trask in prison now.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
It's all it was. It was like that. Like, okay. And then the end credits was the people, they're spoiling, teasing Apocalypse.
Yeah, the Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen and him building the pyramid.
Yeah. And that's X-Men first, Days of Future Past.
Yep. I liked it.
It was okay. It was solid. I have my gripes as we argued about. I what I liked about the first part of the movie, it's just I like the ride we were going on. I like the 70s shit. I liked, okay, we're doing this. I'm cool with this. I'm going to do this. But then when it got to that part where they all freak out in the Peace Accords room and Mystique escapes and they all had to do this and Magneto went stream Magneto. Like it felt like they got together and they broke up because they had to break up to make the third act happen. I was like,
I actually thought the Magneto turn to Magneto thing was right in character. Like he would kill her to save future of mutant.
yeah, but like I think he botched it so badly. Like it felt like an easy job for him to get done. He botched it so badly because the movie had to keep moving. It's like,
I don't know. I thought it was fine.
But after that, I was just becoming nitpicky Marcus. I was like, then I hate this and I hate this and I hate that. But I do stand by the female, like,
I thought it was fine. I thought Jennifer Lawrence was a little flat as an actor.
That too. I think that's what I don't like her as an actress too. So I think that was also my hatred for her character. Like, man, she's not good.
But I thought the characterization was fine.
Disagree. Visually, it's a good movie.
Oh yeah, some of the set pieces are really good.
Like I said, the kitchen scene, which we didn't talk about, was great. Just to see the mutants do mutant power thing was cool. Like, it was good stuff.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about all that. All the reviews have talked to that stuff with death.
Yeah. I just want to give that movie credit. It didn't have a 70s soundtrack, which I'm surprised. Like usually, like
I think it would have distracted. Honestly,
it would have, but like usually, like how time travel movies are. We're in the 70s, but some 70s music. So I'm just surprised they didn't go that route, which I'm glad, but I'm just shocked. But yeah, it's just the acting on the new characters and the old characters. The chemistry was good, no complaints. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this movie?
No. What's your score?
You want to score it first?
I know my score.
What's your score?
I'm at a 7.
I knew you were gonna be at 7. I'm at a 5.
Yeah, no, I disagree with you.
That's fine. It's an okay movie. No, Marcus, and then I parked out. I knew you'd be at a 7. I'm at a 6.
That's more along the lines where I thought you were going to be.
It's not a bad movie. It's above average. It's definitely above average. You know what?
Yeah.
I'll make this a 7. It's a 7. It's a 7. You know what? I'll make this an 8. That movie's actually an 8. It's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10.
How are you going to end up higher than me after all that argument?
Because it's a good movie. It's a well-made movie. It was just me and my personal biases, and I cannot deny that. But overall, this is a well-made movie. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, they fixed all the bullshit. The acting is phenomenal. The visuals are great. And the story is a good time travel movie, which I can get behind. I don't want to watch it again. I'm not going to watch this movie again, but it's a solid movie. Like, of the X-Men movies, I would definitely recommend this, Logan, the first X-Men maybe, and I guess Days of Future Past, that people know. But like, maybe not. It's not a good movie. But this is a good movie.
Man, that was a turnaround.
What's up?
That was a complete 180 for you, but okay.
I wanted to hate it so badly. This is a 5. Like, no, I'll be honest. It's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10.
I'm a little harder on it because just there is a lot of flaws in it.
Like what? Like what'd you find as a flaw for this?
Well, first of all, time travel makes things not important. So the entire future things that was dealing with the Sentinels, though I thought cool seeing people getting murdered brutally, like they ripped Colossus in 2 on screen, but essentially it was like, it's pointless. This doesn't matter. None of this matters. Yeah. And then, some of the acting is a little flat. So it's just like, there's that. And then we didn't talk about Peter Dinklage, but he's supposed to be the antagonist in this, and he's barely in it.
I thought the same thing, and I'll say this. I think they wanted that route because they wanted more infighting between Magneto and Mystique.
Yeah, but they didn't give us enough of that.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
So it was like, okay, so why do we even have this antagonist other than the fact that he's the villain from the comics? Because he's barely here.
And when he was on screen, I did enjoy him as the character he was playing. Like, oh, he's good at this.
But I didn't get evil scientists trying to destroy mutants. I got, like, this guy just has a legitimate concern about it. He's got a little extreme about it. Like, but the Senate is saying no because your ideas are crazy. So.
Yes. Like, I think if they would have made him more, like, even more sympathetic, like, why he has no concerns, like, it would have been a fun character to root for or be, like, conflicted to, like, how you feel about him. But, yeah, they kind of misused him, and I felt bad about that.
Yeah, I thought the time travel was weak because it's time travel. And I thought some of the characterizations and the antagonist was weak.
I'll give you that. I would 100% agree with all that.
So that's how I ended up where I was at.
Am I bipolar, TJ? Because that was a very wild review for me, huh? I think because I had to like just really dig into my heels of like, this is why I don't like this movie. But like, I do enjoy this movie. It's pretty.
Yeah. I enjoyed every moment of it. I was in from the ride.
I think the story's good, but like you said, it's just the characters. And like, let's not having Quicksilver and then not using him because he's an OP character.
Yeah, like I said, I brought up all those. I brought up all those points, but like when I don't feel like this movie is like when I'm already at the end of the movie and I was invested enough to not even like be in myself. Like, why is this movie taking so long? When my critic brain's turned off, then it's a good movie.
And that's also why, because you had a shorter one.
That's fair too.
And to be fair, though, like the additional 20 minutes I had over you, that's a lot when I say it out loud, it wasn't as bad. Maybe because I broke up for 2 days, but it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, so I mean, you also did watch a longer version with stuff that was cut from the original movie.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you got the extended cut version of it because I had it the last time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I should have asked you. So like, oh, what's missing and why is mine so longer? Like that's X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yep, that's it for this one.
It's 8 too high. No,
what?
I like the movie. It's 8.
Bye.